Welcome to the Shekina Meditation Podcast, created by Shekina community members. Shekina communities are dedicated to creating free devotional spaces of Christian practice for spiritual seekers and travelers around the world. We post Christ-centered guided meditation each week to help you in your personal or small group practice. You can find episode show notes and other information at shekinacommunity.com.
Hello, this is Ro.
And this is Ray.
We are at week 22 of the podcast.
And we are puddles of glee to be here.
Puddles. It's Monday the 18th of February as we record this. We're recording early because I'm heading to India in a couple of days.
We're going to miss you, Roro.
Oh, I'm going to miss you guys too.
Maybe you can record an introduction from India.
I'll do my best. That could be fun.
Grab a friend.
Shall do.
Let's see if you guys get an introduction recorded in India. That would be fun. You'll hear lots of horns, maybe. Some cows. Some
Crows.
Pigs. Crows.
Piggies.
Listeners, this podcast is supported by you. Because this podcast is about meditation, we would love to keep it ad-free. Our beloved patrons at patreon.com support us for as little as $1 a month. Just $1.
Just $1.
Just $1 a month. And patrons get extra audio every month. And sometimes it's really great.
Yeah.
Usually. It's
Always.
something you can listen to when you're relaxing. And when you're done with your day and you think, I want to listen to some poetry, I'm going to listen to my extra audio. You can find us at patreon.com/Shekina Meditation Podcast.
And supporting this podcast helps to keep Shekina communities running and free for travelers and spiritual seekers. And it helps us know that you appreciate what we're doing in putting this little podcast out into the world. Patrons, you're the best. Also, a special thanks to Nick and Becky Price, our new patrons.
Thank you, Nick and Becky.
We love you guys. You make us feel like blue-headed skinks bathing in the sun. Best feeling.
Yeah, it feels good. Whenever I see a blue-headed skink bathing in the sun, I think I want to feel just like that. Just that level of happiness. And that's what you make us feel like.
Yeah, next time I see one, I'm going to think Nick and Becky Price.
I know how that feels because of Nick and Becky Price.
Yeah!
What's been going on, Ro?
Well, last night, Ray, I came home from a festival. We've been all there together. Beautiful festival in Chiangdao called Shambhala in Your Heart. So last night I was celebrating because I got to sleep in a bed.
You slept in a bed rather than in a tent.
Yes, it's been 10 nights in a tent, which I adore. Actually, I love camping. Love being outside most of the time and seeing the stars, seeing the moon change. I don't always notice the moon, and I loved it the last 10 days. And you were there like twice as long as me, right?
Yeah, I think I was there 20 days.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, it was nearly 3 weeks.
You basically moved in.
It was pretty fun. I volunteered for the festival. I think I mentioned that last time. Or a little while ago. I volunteered for the festival and made signs, and I was there with Tina and Kenya, the dear teenage girls of my heart. And we just made signs, we painted, we cleaned, we did lots of things. And there was music and fun, and yeah, it was great. And we got to sleep outside, like you said, for a long time in the mango grove.
So beautiful.
Which was gorgeous.
I saw, the day after you left, I saw Kenya's live painting, and it was beautiful. This gorgeous owl. She worked with another artist, and yeah, so every day at one of the stages there was a live painting. So an artist over about 2 hours would paint a big, like maybe 2 meter long piece of fabric with whatever they felt like, and that goes into sort of the pool of art that gets used at the festival every year.
Yeah.
They hang it up all over the place, all over the site, and make it a really beautiful place to walk around.
Yeah, that was my job this year, was to find the person who would do the live painting. So I would just approach people and say, I see you drawing. Are you an artist? Do you want to do a live painting tomorrow?
So fun.
It was fun.
And yours was gorgeous too. Water buffaloes.
Yeah, maybe I can put a picture up of mine. Do you have a picture of Kenya's?
Good idea. I didn't get a finished one. I was really silly and didn't catch one at the end, but I have one of her in progress we could post maybe.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, let me
Cool.
put that up on the blog. That's a good idea.
Yeah, we can put that up with this introduction. We'll put a couple pictures of our paintings up.
Nice.
So we made a little space in the mango grove where we did meditation almost every day. And then very, very exciting was that our Shekina Bhajan band singing Indian devotional songs was on the main stage. Their name is Marigold Mala, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was very beautiful. And they actually asked you and I, Ro, up to sing in the chorus behind them. So even though we have done no practicing, and we just got to sit up there with them and sing our little hearts out.
Yeah. And we had so much joy all singing songs to Jesus together at this festival. It was so lovely. Some of our dear friends in the front row as well were like in bliss singing along with us, and big smiles on their faces. It was really lovely.
Yeah, our Pi friends who came along to Shambhala and are usually come to community lunch and stuff like that. They know the different bhajans and stuff. So they had fun listening, and then we had a little cheering crowd of children.
Yes,
that was gorgeous.
Our
Biggest fans, all the kids together screaming in between the songs. And it was Christy and Chinua and Leaf and Joshua and Winnie. That's the band. So that was really fun.
It was gorgeous. There was also lots of other beautiful things to do at this festival, like swimming in the river, watching Japanese reggae bands, lots of quirkiness. Having good chats with people. Yeah,
with African dance.
Yeah.
And there's the hot springs, which we visit pretty much every day when we're there.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful festival.
I really like going to the hot springs really late at night when it's kind of quiet and it's just the moon out and the stars. Just soaking in there, getting all warm, and then going back to my tent and getting all cozy.
I'm totally about midday hot springs.
Oof.
It's so hot, but you get there and it's cool under the trees. Like, it's never hot at the springs. And then you get in the river, you get super cold, and then you don't notice that it's hot outside. It just feels cold and beautiful, and you cool off and come home all refreshed.
Love it.
Opposites. And Aya, our dear Aya, she's one of the coordinators of the festival. So I got to camp next to her, and we had a lot of time together. That was beautiful.
She was super busy doing lots of organizing of musicians, and basically it seemed like she held the festival together.
Yeah, they gave her a lot more like decision-making power this year and stuff, I think, too. She did a lot. She worked really hard.
Wow. Thanks, Aya.
Thank you, Aya. So you're home. I mean, you're home, Ro, but for how long?
About 48 hours. Just enough time, as my mum said today, just enough time to wash your sarong and then head back out.
Oh, your mum said that. That's
Bless
great.
her heart. Yeah, I'm off to visit the Shekina community in South India in just a couple of days. Chinua's going to go as well for a little bit longer than me.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to connect with those guys over there and be part of their meditations and their devotion circles and meals. And see what workshops they're doing. Maybe they're still tango dancing or something wild on the rooftop. That could be really fun.
There's always something fun going on there.
I was chatting with Laura yesterday, and she was saying there's heaps of music happening. Come and be part of it. And I can't wait. Yeah.
That's great. That's going to be really fun. Yeah, and Chinua's going, and Ola will be there, and it seems like quite a few of and Emiko.
Oh yeah,
she's one of our Pi friends.
Yeah, Lily as well.
Lily will be there. Yeah, it'll be really fun.
So good.
And I'm going to be here with the kids, and Neil will be here, and Josh and Naomi. So our little group is very small right now, but I think it's going to be fun.
Full power mama.
Well, today's meditation is a nature meditation guided by Ro, recorded live at Shekina Garden in Thailand. So these nature meditations are a little bit more, they're special. You need to have something to do them. So you want to find a piece of nature before you begin that part of the meditation. So you can either go get something outside, or you can find a place to look at something that, you can either have something you can hold in your hand, or look something you can see or feel from where you sit. So if you can see out the window like a tree, or you can feel the wind wherever you are, you need to have some kind of nature with you for this meditation.
That's right. So for the meditation, it'll have 3 parts. During the first part, I'll help prepare to move into a quiet place in your heart. Then I'll guide through a few questions about the object. It's very simple, hopefully very beautiful. And then for the third part, you can either journal your experience or share it in a small group. And we'd suggest to try to let each person take turns, maybe use a talking stick or a beautiful object, pass it around the circle, and try to share from the heart and really listen to one another as you share. No experience is too small to share from the experience of meditation.
Let's begin.
So welcome this morning to meditation. Thanks for coming along today, meditating with me. Our meditation today, we're going to do a nature meditation. So we're going to have 3 parts. Our first little bit of time will be just mindfully preparing our bodies and our minds to meditate. And our second part, we will go out into the garden and choose one little element of nature that we can meditate on. It could be something you can hold, or it could be something far away or something big. And we'll come back in and I'll ask a number of questions and have a bunch of silence and just let our minds explore that item from nature. And then for the third part, we'll pass a talking stick and just share from our experience. It's a very simple, hopefully beautiful time together. So begin by finding a position that's comfortable to hold for some time. Perhaps letting our eyes close gently. Maybe just settling in our bodies. You might like to roll your shoulders a few times. Have a little stretch, twist. Find a comfortable seated position. And we're just going to draw our attention to our breath. Just breathing in and out normally, naturally. And noticing what happens in our body as we breathe. Noticing movement, noticing sensation, just paying attention to what we can notice with our senses. As we breathe, you might notice the rhythm of your breath having 3 parts. The inhalation, the body expanding, then the exhalation, Then a little pause at the bottom of the out breath. Then another inhalation. With your mind's eye, you might like to imagine what happens when you breathe. Drawing in air, oxygenating blood cells. That breath, and the product of that breath, flowing all through your entire body. And the exhalation, getting rid of what we don't need. An amazing process happening in our body during each breath. Let your attention move to other sensations in your body. Perhaps noticing the feel of your clothing, touching different parts of you, or the feeling of the breeze on your skin. What parts of your body are in contact with each other? Perhaps hands resting on your knees or in your lap. Legs feeling crossed over each other. However it is you're sitting, just noticing what parts of your body are in contact with the floor, with each other, all the sensations that you can notice. As you notice the sensations in your body, perhaps you notice areas that are a little tight or tense. Perhaps areas where you're holding on to muscles. As much as it's possible in this moment, see if you can bring a little more relaxation to your body. You might like to imagine your breath flowing towards those tight or sore areas and letting them relax and release just a little bit more. Perhaps your hips, your shoulders, your neck or your throat, just letting those muscles go a little more. How about your jaw, your mouth, your tongue? Are those muscles relaxed? And the muscles on your face, we can just let those be relaxed. Turning now to notice your inner world, the world of your thoughts, your feelings. Just noticing what's happening for you today. Not judging yourself too harshly, but just being kind. Notice what's happening in your mind, in your thoughts, and in your heart, your feelings. You might like to notice each thing that surfaces for you, and then perhaps slowly let it float by, like leaves on a river. Noticing each one, paying a little attention to it, and then letting it float by, out of sight. It's very normal during our meditation for these thoughts and feelings to return to you and to distract us. But part of our meditation practice is just stepping away from them again and returning to focus on our meditation. In your mind's eye, you might like to step away from the river a little further so that those thoughts and feelings are taking less of your attention. Perhaps stepping so far away that you can't see the river at all. Those thoughts and feelings will be there if you want to pick them up again at the end of the meditation. But this little space, for this short time, you don't need to worry about them. They don't need to concern you for now. We can step all the way away from the river. In a moment, we'll move to the second part of our meditation. We're going to step out into the garden to find a piece of nature to meditate on during this time. It can be something that you can hold in your hand, like a rock or a flower. You can choose something larger, like a tree, or something far away, like a mountain. Or you can choose something, just something invisible. Anything that you can hold in your mind's eye or in your hand. We'll take a few minutes to gather our object. I invite you to return here when you have it, and we'll begin again when everyone's seating here together. Feel free now to get up, step out into the garden and find your object from nature. We'll take some time now just to explore our object from nature with all our senses. You might like to enter into a childlike, playful way of exploring, finding out as much as you can about your object. How does it feel? What does it look like? What are all the details? Does it have a smell? Can you eat it? What does it taste like? Does it make a noise? I'm going to ask us a series of questions, and I'll leave a number of minutes of silence in between. I invite you during this time to continue to follow your imagination. You might like to continue to foster a childlike exploration to the answers of the questions. It might turn serious, it might be playful, it might be both. There's no wrong way to do this. You might like to continue to explore with your eyes open, or you might choose to put your object of nature to the side, to close your eyes and to focus on the question. Our first question is, how is this element of nature connected to me? How are we connected? How is this element of nature and I, how are we connected? Our next question is, this element of nature and I, how are we the same or very similar? How are we the same or very similar? The next question we can ask ourselves is, in which ways Are we different? This object from nature and I, in which ways are we different? The next question we can ask ourselves is how is this object from nature connected to God? How is the element from nature that I've chosen connected to God? Our next question is, how is the object or element from nature the same as God or very similar? How is our object from nature the same as God, or very similar? And our final question is, how is this element of nature different to God? In what ways are they not the same? How is this object different from God? How are they not the same? As we slowly begin to bring our attention back to the here and now, you might like to take a few deep breaths. We're slowly going to end this part of the meditation and move on to our third movement, which is the talking circle. Let's take our time coming back, bringing our attention back to the here and now. We'll know that we're all ready to share when we're sitting with eyes open.
When you are ready, take a few deep breaths and begin your time of journaling or sharing with others. Thank you for joining today. There will be a new guided meditation each week, so don't forget to subscribe on iTunes or sign up for our newsletter to get podcasts delivered to your inbox at www.shekinacommunity.com/podcast newsletter. Have a beautiful week. Blessings to you.